Dear participants, good evening all of you, and welcome back to today's new session. Today, the session will be hosted by Dr. Ritu Agarwal. Ma'am, good evening. Now we can start.
Yeah, good evening, sir. So, welcome, Dr. Mahipal.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, sir.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. Shall we start, Dr. Meher?
Yes, ma'am, we can start.
Dr. Mahipal, shall we start?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, okay. So, on behalf of the organizing team of this 1 week international workshop on the impact of generative AI in STEM, redefining research and professional practice, jointly hosted by the Central University of Punjab, Baba Farid College of Engineering and Technology, Math Tech Thinking Foundation, Malviya National Institute of Technology, Jaipur, I extend a warm welcome to you all on day 5 of this exciting and intellectually stimulating event. Over the past few days, we have explored how generative AI is revolutionizing various domains within STEM through research, simulations, scientific writing, and mathematical modeling. Today, we take a step into the education and pedagogy landscape, diving deep into how AI is reshaping teaching, assessment, and quiz creation in modern classrooms and online environments. We are truly honored to have with us an esteemed expert in his domain, Dr. Mahipal Jadeja, who will be delivering today's session on teaching, assessment, and quiz creation with AI tools. So, I give you a brief introduction of the speaker. Dr. Mahipal Jadeja is a distinguished academician and researcher, currently serving as an assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering at Malviya National Institute of Technology, Jaipur. He holds a PhD in theoretical computer science from the prestigious Dhirubhai Ambani Institute of Information and Communication Technology. His diverse research interests include theoretical computer science, social network analysis, graph neural networks, and the increasingly relevant field of generative AI in education. Dr. Jadeja has a rich academic profile with numerous journal articles, book chapters, and even a reference book published by Springer. His work has been showcased at leading international conferences such as GSB SIGIR in Chile, WAAC in Japan, SCAI ICTIR in the Netherlands, and ICAAE in Australia. An inspiring mentor, he has guided 3 PhD and 12 MTech students and is currently supervising several promising scholars. Apart from his academic contributions, Dr. Jadeja is passionate educator beyond the classroom. His YouTube channel CS Simplified features over 150 academic videos, collectively earning more than 3.5 lakh views. He is also creator of a massive open online course on Python programming, which has garnered more than 1,500 learners and an impressive average rating of 4.8 out of 5. Notably, he has delivered expert talks at prestigious institutions, including a session on AI powered advancements in education organized by Dr. Ria Lavi of the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, the top ranked university globally. We are truly privileged to have Dr. Jadeja with us today to share his deep insights and practical tools for integrating AI into educational practices. With that, I now invite Dr. Mahipal Jadeja to begin his session. Over to
Uh,
you, Dr. Mahipal. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, ma'am, for introducing me. I would like to thank Dr. Meher Chand for organizing this international workshop on very important and relevant field. And of course, I would like to thank all the organizers, including Central University of Punjab, MNIT Jaipur, Baba Farid College of Engineering and Technology, and Math Tech Thinking Foundation. So now, what I would like to do is let me share my screen first. And then we'll start with, of course, couple of questions. And then first, I guess whenever people talk about AI in education or AI in general, the very first kind of thought which comes into their mind is that AI is not giving us what we want, or they feel that we are kind of more superior than AI, and that's why we don't need it, right? Especially from teachers, that we hear this a lot of times. So there are a lot of misconceptions. Is it because is it because it's reality, or is it because we don't know how to use these tools, right? So that's a critical question, and I will try to address this particular question in the first 10 minutes of my talk. So let me uh, go to my slides. Okay, so hopefully it's visible. So I would like to start with this particular, okay, and of course the focus is on three aspects as mentioned by Ritu ma'am: teaching, assessment, and engagement. How can we use AI in this three different kind of, one can say, of course they are interrelated, but in terms of talk, I will be focusing first on teaching aspect, then of course on assessment and engagement. How can we improve assessment and engagement with the help of AI along with teaching? So that's the objective. So let me start with this particular quote from Albert Einstein, right? So it nicely focuses on the importance of asking the right question, right? So the quote says like this: if I had an hour to solve a problem and my life depended on it, then I would spend the first 55 minutes determining the proper question to ask. For once I know the proper question, I could solve the problem in less than 5 minutes. Okay. So now it's a very beautiful statement, and of course, it's very much kind of recognized in the field of research, but it's equally important in the context of prompt engineering also. And why I am starting with prompt engineering? Because AI is vast and you can utilize it for a number of tasks. But if you don't know the correct grammar or correct language to interact with AI, then most of the arguments will fail, right? So it's important to understand prompt engineering. If you, and it's not difficult thing to understand. So let me kind of give you the motivation. Prompt is nothing but, for now you can assume that, let's say this is your Chat GPT or Gemini, and in the middle you get this kind of white text, where white field where you can insert your query or insert your request. So whatever you write over here, that is nothing but prompt. For now, that much understanding is sufficient. And the first quote just focuses on or highlights the importance of asking the right question. Okay, and how it's relevant with prompt engineering or the task which we are going to do with the help of AI. So the main idea is, before you do anything, you must be crystal clear in your mind what would be the end product, what you want to accomplish with the help of this particular AI tool. If you don't know, if you can't visualize what you want, then you won't get it. That is true in the context of life also, and also it's correct in the context of prompt engineering. So the very first step, that's as soon as you open the very first kind of homepage of Chat GPT or Gemini or DeepSeek or whatever your favorite LLM is, you must be very clear what is the purpose of using this particular kind of tool, right? So that's the first aspect. The second aspect is, uh, as you can see, again focusing on asking the right question, right? Asking the right question is as important as answering them, right? So it's why this is relevant, because what kind of responses the Chat GPT which I am using and Chat GPT which you are using, both the Chat GPTs are kind of being trained on the same data set, but still my answers will be different as compared to yours. Why that is happening? Because the way I am going to ask question will be significantly different the way you are going to ask similar kind of questions, of course. So how we are asking question, that will kind of the main function, that mathematically we can say the output is of course a function of input. So your answers will be highly, in the context of LLM, it's very much dependent upon how we are crafting our questions. So therefore it's equally important, right? If we are, whether we are asking correct questions or not, and this will become very much clear and relevant in a couple of minutes, what I'm trying to highlight over here. And the third thing is, the quality of your life is determined by the quality of your questions along with whom you ask them to, right? Now everything will become clear in the context of prompt engineering if you can understand these three quotes properly. So what this particular last quote says is, not only questions are important, but to whom you are asking these questions, they are also equally important. Let's say suddenly I am troubling with my heart and I go to Dr. Meher, sir, please guide me. There are some issues with my heart. What should I do? So we'll say, I am doctor, but I am not doctor of heart. I am not a cardiologist. Please go to the cardiologist, visit him or her, and then he or she will guide you. Right? So that means it's important to ask the questions to the correct person. Right? And why this is relevant in the case of AI? Not only it's important in the context of selection of AI tool, but within AI tool also. If I let me just try to highlight something over here. So you can imagine that your chat GPT is trained on more than 500 GB of data. So that means it can take millions of personality. It can take personality of Albert Einstein. It can take personality of CEO of X, right? It can take personality of school teacher. It can take personality of let's say some renowned mathematicians like Ildos, right? So there are a lot of domains, right? So if I kind of try to highlight this on x-axis, if I am mentioning about topics, then there are wide range of topics, topic 1, topic 2, topic 3, up to topic n. And for each topic on y-axis, I am just writing quality of my knowledge, right? So let's say I am focusing on, I would like to kind of have knowledge about topic X, and I would like to have a very good quality resources based on which my answer will be generated. So that means my focus is on this particular, let me use a different color for this. My focus is on, okay, so it's fine. My focus is on this particular black circle, right? So I want to narrow down my focus over here. So how to kind of guide AI, right? How to guide AI to focus on this particular aspect of the knowledge base, right? You can imagine like this. Let's say entire Delhi or entire Jaipur is one big library, and now you are searching for a particular book or particular domain, right? Let's say the domain is, let's say, AI in education, right? So if you don't go to this particular section of AI, and that to subsection of AI in education in that particular library, then what will happen? You won't be able to get the correct answers or more relevant answers. So that's why it's important to narrow down this particular focus, and for this particular purpose we must give some context to our kind of AI, right? So now let me take one example, then this will become crystal clear what I'm trying to convey. But for now, you can just kind of remember three things: importance of right questions, questions must be right, and the person to whom you are going to ask this particular question, that must be also right or relevant, right, in some sense. These two things are crucial. And now let me give you one example, so then you will be able to kind of appreciate this, right, how in the context of prompting this is relevant. Okay, so let me, most of the times, okay, so hopefully my screen is visible. Okay, yeah, I can see on my iPad it's visible. So this is what I was suggesting. This particular white box is nothing but whatever we are going to write over here, that is nothing but our prompt. Okay, so now why most of the times we don't get what we want from AI? Because we usually put our request like this, right? We just say that, as you can see over here, we are just saying that, and as you can see my screen. Okay, so let me just verify whether it's visible or not. Can anyone confirm? Hopefully it's visible. Okay, yeah, it's visible. Okay, fine.
Yes,
So
it's
as
visible.
yeah, thank you. So as you can see, usually we use this kind of tools the way we are using Google, right? In Google also we write like this only, right? My whatever query we have, right? We just say that this is what I have, and now guide me with this, right? And then it gives us some response. I'm not saying this response is bad, but now just compare this So I have asked the right question. Is it fine? Yes, question is right. I have just given my scenario and then I am just asking for some suggestions. So there is no issue with correctness of the question, because this much information is sufficient to in the context of question. But whether I am asking this particular question to the correct person, because ChatGPT can take millions of personalities, to whom I should ask this particular question, right? So that must be clear. Along with question, to whom the question must be addressed, that is also equally important. So now let me go to the second thread, where I have just modified slightly. I have given this particular role to ChatGPT, that assume a role of cardiologist having experience of more than 25 years. And now I am putting my request. The request is same, that give detailed advice to a patient having blood pressure, and the value is again same. And now if you go through this particular response, then you will be able to see the significant difference in terms of quality, right? So this is, and this gives detailed response to my query, along with some suggestions which were missing in the earlier response. As you can see, now it's considering all this different kind of lifestyle changes, right? It's recommending this changes so that the blood pressure can be again kind of navigate to the kind of normal ranges, right? So it's also suggesting some follow-up plan, and along with summary of whatever is what the summary of the current situation, as you can see, right? So that it's suggesting that it's this stage, and then you have to do all this, so then you can again go back to the normal kind of phase. Okay. So now hopefully you will understand, just by putting this particular sentence before your query, how drastically the responses are changing, right? So that's the first takeaway, that don't ask anything without context. If you don't give, or if you don't assign a particular persona to your chat GPT, then the response will be generic. It like I mentioned, you can consider the example of library, right? It's like you are asking a librarian a particular question, so he or she has read a lot of books and he can of course give you some answer, versus you are asking the question to a domain expert who is kind of expert in, let's say in this particular case, let's say AI in education. Then your query, if your topic is aligned with AI in education, then you must ask to the expert of that particular field. And with the help of chat gpt, we can freely get access to expert of any domain. So ensure that before putting your request, you assign this particular role, then your responses will be significantly better. And this is true for any type of query. Of course, our focus is on teaching, but this is just to explaining how drastically the responses are changing as soon as you change your kind of structure of your prompt, right? Just by adding this context. Okay. So formally, let me talk about it more. So as you can see, this was the bad example. And okay, so of course, I should also talk about this. So as you can see, prompts are nothing but they are rules and syntax for interacting with language models. And just as programming languages have syntax, prompts are nothing but grammar from extracting intelligent outputs from LLMs. So as I mentioned, LLMs have been trained on kind of, you can imagine, millions of data points, and we would like to extract some information from it desired by our own requirement, right? So we have to prompt intelligently to make sure we get what we want, right? So LLMs can transform, of course, human intent into actionable outputs. We can design slides, we can generate question papers, we can generate lesson plans, so on and so forth. So we can of course use LLMs to transform our intent into outputs, right? So now, as you can see, this is what I have shown, right? If you write like this, then you get this, which is okay. But as the prompt was, I can say it's poorly framed because it's quite generic, unstructured, and then our answer will be also incomplete. Whereas in the second case, we are getting far better result because of that particular context. Okay, so now let me focus on, there are many frameworks for prompting, but personally I am using this particular framework which was proposed by, as you can see the name of the author over here, Briss, and it's working very nice, and it's giving significantly better output as compared to generic kind of prompt writing. So I highly recommend this particular framework. So let's understand this step by step. So as you can see, let me consider one simpler example so that you can understand this very nicely. So the framework is very easy to remember because the short form is nothing but create. So the first C stands for character. You must assign some character to your chat GPT, right? So for example, let's say you are at home and you are alone and you want to prepare a nice dish for you. So then you must give this particular character to your chat GPT, that you are an expert chef with 20 years of experience. You can create amazing and surprising dishes from the simplest of ingredients. So this is nothing but the character, the first part of our create framework. The second part I don't need to explain because request, all of us know that usually we just write request. We are good with request because we feel that we don't have much time, and then we write something very vague, and then the response is not up to the mark, and then as per the first four characters of the chat GPT, we involve in chat, not and usually the duration of the chat will be longer, right? So that's why the first prompt or the very first slide is very much relevant in the context of prompt engineering. If you know what you want and if you can describe it very nicely and in depth, then you can significantly reduce the length of your chat, and then you can accomplish a number of tasks in the given limited amount of time. So in other words, you can increase your productivity multifold if you follow prompt engineering nicely, because our objective is to minimize the kind of interaction time with chat GPT without compromising the quality of our outcome, right? So that's the objective. We would like to accomplish or obtain better results with minimal efforts, right? So and prompt engineering helps us with that. So now request, what we want to generate an amazing recipe just using the ingredients which are available with us in the fridge or cupboard. Okay, so that's the request part. Examples are also very much important, right? So just like humans, right, in the context of classroom also, right? So let me also talk about teaching, because we the one of the primary objective of this talk is how to utilize power of kind of AI in classroom teaching. So if you observe carefully, then I hope Dr. Maher and Dr. Ritu will agree with my observation. If you observe the kind of very famous teachers, then it's not just about their knowledge, right? Knowledge is there, research is also there. It's more about how good they can connect with students, right? And if you observe carefully, then most of the famous teachers, they give very good metaphors or very good examples in the classroom so that students can easily relate with the underlying topic, right? So because understanding will because students have different set of kind of likes and dislikes, and as a teacher you may have different set of likes and dislikes, but if you can bridge that particular gap with the help of AI, then students will appreciate you, right? And now in the context of similarly in the context of prompt engineering, why examples matter? Because if you provide examples, then the model will learn that you are trying to mimic this kind of things. So in our case, we can give some examples of some famous chefs to whom we would like to mimic, right? So draw your inspiration from chefs like, and then we have given some names, right? So that's the third part of our create framework, and of course some adjustments will be required, right? So as you can see, we would like to follow empirical units in terms of measurements in the output, and do not use all the ingredients, right? Because if so you can imagine that chat GPT is kind of your friend, but your real friend will be able to analyze your mind just by seeing at you, but unfortunately chat GPT can't do it. So we have to explicitly mention everything. Do not leave anything at all on assumption to ChatGPT, and then your responses will be significantly better, right? So give as much information as possible, leave no scope of ambiguity. So that's my suggestion. So here we are saying that because if we don't mention this, then it may be possible that ChatGPT will assume that whatever is mentioned, we have to model has to use everything and then suggest some recipe. So it's very likely that all the ingredients, if you mix, then whatever is being prepared, it will be of no use. It won't be eatable or drinkable, right? So it's important to give specific concrete instructions like this, right? So as you can see, ask for the ingredients and then wait for, okay, so these other things are also fine, but the main thing was this, right? So we are focusing on this. So again, I will give you several examples, then you will be able to appreciate this. This is just, I'm just walking through the framework. And the last one is type of output. This is also very much important, right? Usually we don't mention anything, and then the output will be like paragraphs, and then you will say, oh, I don't like this, right? It's rubbish. I wanted only 5 bullet points, and ChatGPT is giving me 1 essay, and vice versa. Sometimes we want bullet points and ChatGPT is giving you essay, and sometimes we want essay but ChatGPT is giving us bullet points, right? So how to ensure that we get what we want, right? So as you can see, towards the end, I just want a 100-word paragraph describing the dish along with title and simple to follow steps along with all the ingredients, and use English without jargon, right? So this part is also equally important, and there are some, of course, extras. So now I will give you one specific example, then you will be able to appreciate this even more. So let me start with one typical example which will be helpful in almost every domain, not just teaching. It will be also helpful in in terms of teaching or whatever you are writing. So many times what happens that we have collection of data, right? Like let's say you have recently concluded one particular module uh, in class, and you would like to send summary of this particular module to your students. Okay, so how to write a prompt for this particular task? And this time we won't rush. We will follow this particular create framework, and then you will appreciate the power of how good this particular create framework is. So if you can remember the very first step, so let me zoom this so that you can see this properly, the prompt. So as you can see, the very first statement is nothing but we are assigning nothing but character of ChatGPT, right? So as you can see, we are saying you are a highly experienced writer who writes concise and readable text without stop words, filler words, or jargon. This is nothing but the first letter of our create framework, which was corresponding to C, right? Character. Okay. The next one must be corresponding to request, what we want to accomplish over here. So I want you to summarize the following text, highlighting the most important concept. This is nothing but my request. Okay. Examples, here I don't need any examples, but if you want to follow some specific style, then you can also give some example. I will come to this afterwards. For now, I'm skipping this with respect to this particular prompt. Okay, and then of course, I'm skipping the next part also. There are no adjustments required. So I'm skipping this too with respect to this particular prompt. The next one is type of output, right? So what I want as an output, I just want a short paragraph of 100 words, and then a list of most important points as bullet points, and finally a 1 sentence summary of whatever I am doing. So this entire highlighted thing is nothing but my type of output. This is what I want. And then finally, I am giving nothing but what is my input, right? So the type of output is completed. I am not using any extras over here. And then finally, I am giving the text for which I would like to perform this summarization task. And in this particular case, as you can see, I have just copied the first couple of sections from the Wikipedia page of Sachin Tendulkar, right? So you can see a lot of text given over here, right? It's going on and on. So it's too much text, and you can imagine the complexity of this particular task, right? So if you give this to a this particular task to a human, then he or she will take at least 1 hour. At least 45 minutes will be required to understand all this data, and then to ensure that the answer must be not more than 1 paragraph, right? So as you can see, this is my answer now. Sachin Tendulkar, iconic Indian cricketer. So I'm not reading this entire thing, but if you observe carefully, then it's intelligently capturing all the essential details required for this particular person. So as you can see, he has started career at the age of 16 only. Career span was 24 years. Major achievement, highest runs in both Test and ODI formats, and also most number of players, most number of times man of the match awards in international cricket. Other achievements in the context of India, Bharat Ratna, and also he is there in ICC Cricket Hall of Fame, and also some other things, right? He was also he has served as Rajya Sabha member also and retired in year 2013. And now, if you can again go back and read this my prompt, then we had also mentioned that please ensure that you also write down some key points, right? So short paragraph is done. Then a list of most important points and bullet points. And I didn't say only 4 or 5. So it has given some bullet points based on the requirement over here. So 4 bullet points are there and key points have been highlighted over here. And interestingly, just one sentence. If you want to introduce or say something about Sachin Tendulkar in just one line, then you can say this, right? So this is the power of good prompts. As you can see that it has captured all the essential things from this vast data, and how you can utilize this. Now you will be able to gain some ideas. So let's say you have taught just one. Okay, so there are some. Okay, of course. You can post your questions towards the end of my talk. I will address all of them because I would like to cover a lot of things. So or in between you can ask, but let me just complete one segment which I wanted to present first. Okay. So now let me give you one more. Okay, so I was talking about how this is relevant to teachers. So of course, let's say you have taught a particular unit to your students, and then you would like to prepare lecture notes, right? So at that time you can use this kind of prompt, right? So where you can summarize the key findings, and you can change this format. It's not necessary that you every time you want this short paragraph. You can have table format also, you can have bullet points also, right? Depending upon your requirement, you can change the type of output, right? Let me give you one more interesting examples. We have limited time, and too many books are there. We can't read all of them. So ChatGPT can help us with respect to this part also. As you can see here, the first part is similar. The character is same, experienced writer, but the task is different. I want you to give me a summary of this particular book, Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens, highlighting the most important concept, delivered as a list of no more than 5 bullet points, and follow it in one sentence summary, right? So this is very much helpful for books which talks about habits, or how to get rich in 5 ways, or maybe 25 habits to change your life, right? So those type of books you can use. Of course you can use this for any books, but I'm just suggesting some rule based where concretely you can identify with each units or each chapters. You can utilize this kind of prompts. So as you can see, summary has been given and one sentence summary is given. But let's say I'm not satisfied with this, I want to dig deeper into this, then I can say give me at least one paragraph with citation quotes from each of your findings, so that I can relate with the book much more, right? So now the response has been changed, as you can see. Okay, so now this is one more example. Then okay, so let me give you one more kind of interesting thing. As a teacher, many times we get this kind of data, right? So let's say after some promotions, let's say you have become head of the department or maybe director of the institute, and you get this kind of report from each of the department that how many students, what's the average package of the students, department wise, what's the passing ratio, right? So on and so forth. So and there can be many use cases. This particular use case is in the context of companies. So let's say this is the report generated by Apple. It's nothing but data of sales with respect to from Apple. And let's say from this data, we would like to analyze the trends. What's the trend over the year with respect to different products? How good the company is doing with respect to different regions, and most importantly, what should be the actionable points to improve profit, right? There can be many use cases, right? In your organization, your use case may be different, but I am just giving this particular use case in the context of Apple. So now again, we can follow this particular framework, create framework, and the first part is extremely important. You can ignore other parts as per your requirement, but I recommend you do not forget to put persona or character. Just by adding this particular one statement, your response will be at least I can say 2 times better than generic, right? So you are business analyst having experience of 30 years. From the given data, give us 10 insights about the company and recommend 5 actionable points. Okay, 5 actionable points we want. And the last part is interesting. Why I have added this? Because many times when we teach some complex topic in our classroom, students complain that sir, it's too heavy for us, we are not able to understand this. So this is very much helpful when we prompt like this, explain like you are explaining to a 10-year or 15-year-old. So then accordingly ChatGPT will generate metaphors so that the audience can connect very easily with the underlying topics, right? So as you can see over here, so 10 insights are given straight away. MacBook is the most profitable kind of product. Least profitable product is iWatch. Region-wise information is also given, right? So all this information are there, and of course you have to verify this. Not that every time it's going to produce correct results, but most of the times it will. And then 5 actionable points have been kind of given, which can even improve the sales of Apple, right? So, but let's say we are not able to understand this, right? So this is, let's say it's marketing thing, and we are not from let's say MBA background, let's assume. So and then this explanation will help us. So MacBook is making big money. MacBook is like most so you can see here it's taking example of toy, right? So this will make things more interesting, right? Because with toys, 10-year-old kind of child can easily relate, and then it will be he or she will be able to understand this complex topic also with the help of this kind of mapping, right? So I'm not going into the details, but hopefully you got the idea. But let's say even this is not good explanation for me, so then I can say give me a modified explanation for a 5-year-old, right? So then it will even kind of make it more simplified way, the entire explanation, as you can see. So it's converted into simplified version, right? And then actionable points are also simplified in the context of toys only, right? So most people buy toys online, so let's make website easier to use and add special discount, right? So that's nothing but second actionable points. And you can see the formally the second actionable point was something different, right? So if you go back here and if you read the second actionable point, so then it was corresponding to formally increase of online stores, because that's the most popular method of selling iOS or one can say Apple products, right? So, but in the example, they have made it different, right? By mapping it to nothing but toys, as you can see. So Asia buys most toys. iWatch is the baby toy because not a lot of people are buying it. MacBook is like a king toy because it's very famous, right? Everyone is buying it, right? So this is the very first and I guess must use case for teachers or educators in the context of ChatGPT or any large language models. Irrespective of what topic you are teaching, ensure that you kind of give relevant examples, relevant personalized examples to your students, and then students will appreciate it. Because as an educator, you can sorry for this, as an educator you can okay, so let me just ensure that it's fine. Okay, so as an educator you can generate only a couple of examples for your students, and they will be kind of very generic. But in your class there will be around 100 to 200 students. How will you able to generate personalized examples for every one of them? Right? It's not possible. So there we can utilize kind of power of AI. So let me demonstrate this concretely, how can we utilize AI to offer kind of personalized education, right? So that's the primary purpose of AI in education, right? How we can make it kind of accessible to everyone. Okay, so now hopefully you understand about this create framework. Let me give one more example before I talk about one more aspect of prompt engineering. So okay, so let me give you this particular example. Let's say consider this particular example of, basically I have taken three different examples. Summarization I already explained. Let me focus on the two more examples, and then I will talk about the second practical use case. And here I have taken one example from the domain of mathematics itself. So how will you write your prompt if you want to explain Pythagoras theorem, right? Let's say we want to generate some response with the help of ChatGPT, and that response is nothing but explanation of the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so let's see. So the character must be this: you are a mathematics teacher explaining complex concepts simply, and you can also add you have experience of 25 plus years. Whereas in the case of email, you can have this as a character: you are a professional copywriter skilled in creating engaging marketing emails. Okay, fine. Now the second part is request. My request is explain the Pythagoras theorem with a real world application in just 100 words. And in the case of email, I'm just, this is my purpose of my email, that inviting a colleague to a meeting next Monday at 10 a.m. Okay, this is fine. So far so good. Request, all of us know, right? And we have to make sure that our request is specific. There must be focus in it, and also the request must not be vague. So as you can see, the output format is also explained over here, which I just want 100 words. Okay, examples, right? So for mathematics, we can give example of Khan Academy, because they present complex mathematical concepts very clearly in visually appealing manner and with practical approach, right? So I can give this example for my mathematics task, which is nothing but explanation of Pythagoras theorem. Whereas for email, I can give example of Apple, right? So draft an email in a tone and structure similar to marketing team of Apple, right? Or announcement team of Apple, where emails follow this simple, innovative language, and but still the emails are inviting. Okay, fine. And then these are nothing but some adjustments, right? So I don't want my email too long, so only 3 sentences and professional tone. And in the case of mathematics, I explain only the theorem and proof. Unrelated details I don't want. And then you can have some adjustments also, right? So those things are there. And type of output we already know that here I want nothing but bullet list followed by a diagram. Whereas in this case, I want this typical email structure in my output, right? So you can see how your normal prompt and versus the create based prompts, right? You can compare these two. Of course, create is slightly painful because you have to put some efforts initially, right? Because usually you are in hurry and you just write very brief sentences in ChatGPT or Gemini and you just move ahead. But if you give some time, that if you know that what you want towards the end of your conversation, and if you can explain those things in words without any ambiguity, that's nothing but prompt engineering. And why I am focusing too much on prompt engineering, because as a task I can explain only one task, but if you are good with prompt engineering, you will be able to accomplish millions of tasks by your own, right? So that's why this is very much important, right? Okay, so now this is good. So hopefully I'm not running these examples. Of course, you can do it and then appreciate them. And of course, as compared to normal prompts, if you write just explain Pythagoras theorem versus if you follow this create framework, then responses will be significantly better. But I would like to cover a lot of things, so therefore I'm not going into the specific executions of this two examples. Okay, fine. So now the next thing is there is one more thing which can help us tremendously and save a lot of time of ours, which is called custom GPTs. That custom GPTs are they are nothing but what people have done is they have identified some specific use cases, and they have written very nice prompts for them, right? And with this good prompts, they are getting very good results, and they are generous. So what they did, they have bundled this entire thing where prompt is good, along with some, they have added their own knowledge and make this entire thing public. So now what will happen, we can just go to this GPT store and utilize the power of existing GPTs, right? So they are kind of custom avatars, and we can directly go there and accomplish the task, whatever task we would like to do, right? So let me give you one example, then you will be able to appreciate this more. Okay, so let me go to GPTs. Okay, so if you go to GPTs, then you will this just like your mobile phone, right? If you go to App Store, you will be able to find out different apps, right? You will be able to see a lot of apps along with their reviews, and they are kind of very much good with the specific task, right? For example, for messaging, WhatsApp is famous. For image sharing and connecting with people, Instagram is famous, right? For professional connections, LinkedIn is there. Similarly, there are number of GPTs, right, which are freely available on GPT store, and they can accomplish lot many tasks, right? So you can see if you go to the education section, then you will be able to see a lot of, right? So as you can see, the math solver is there, interview and resume CV, job and career coach, so on and so forth. So let me give you one example with respect to let's say Python programming. Okay, so what I'm going to do, basically I have designed one particular GPT. So let me explain that particular GPT to you, right? The GPT is called Python ki Pathshala, and so let me just, okay, right? So now I don't need to tell this GPT that the very first statement that you are expert in Python and you explain difficult Python concepts in easy to understand way in Hindi as well as English, so on and so forth. I don't need to write all those things because this is anyway trained on my kind of classwork, right? My Google Colab notebooks and all the knowledge of Python which I have given to this particular GPT. So what I can do is so now I come to the second objective. As a teacher, we must also provide personalization to students. So how this GPT can offer personalization to students? So let me demonstrate a nice feature about this particular GPT, which is called story feature. So what I will do with this, I go to the classroom, I open this GPT, I ask a particular student what's his or her name. Let's say the name of the student is myself, let's say Mahipal, and let's say I love a particular web show which is called, let's say, Squid Games. Okay, and then I will talk about a particular concept of Python programming, let's say while loop. Okay, I will just write like this. Okay, and let's see what this particular GPT will do. So it what it will do, basically it will connect this three things, right? It will try to generate a story which will connect Mahipal to Squid Games and explain the concept of while loop. Okay, so as you can see, it has started giving me this particular example where, so you can imagine how good this is for students, where he or she will be the hero of this particular story, and then in between the concepts of programming will be kind of explained, right? So as you can see, the by default language of this, and it will also recommend video based on whatever concept has been asked. But let's say I don't like this particular Hindi thing, so I can just press E, and then the entire response will be converted into English. Okay, so as you can see, it's first giving me motivation why learning while loop is important. Then it's explaining this particular concept in terms of explanation, in terms of syntax, of course, and then it's kind of simulating the entire game, right? Squid Game in the context of while loop, right? So it's like that. Okay, and then of course there are other features of this also. You can see there is EH is also there, where you can have English version of the response. You can talk about R. So let me talk about some other topic, then you will be able to appreciate this. So let's say now I would like to talk about for loops, so I will just say for loops, and then the explanation will be about that it's in continuation, right? Because it can remember the context, so therefore it's again giving me relevant examples, and I have specifically given this metaphors, right? So that everyone can, because most of the times, so what you can do ideally before the start of your course, ideally you should take survey of from your students. What are their hobbies? What are their interests? And depending upon, and if you can categorize, let's say this top three hobbies of your students are, let's say, cricket, Instagram, and they like, let's say, yoga, then you can ensure that whatever examples you are going to give in the classroom, they are aligned with this three interests, and you can take help of ChatGPT to generate metaphors aligned with this kind of hobbies. And you don't need to use custom GPTs for them. You can use normal kind of your normal way of use of ChatGPT or Gemini. That is also fine. Okay. So now if I just write M, then it will give me more metaphors. M stands for more metaphors. So then it will give me more metaphors to understand the underlying concept, right? So and this was appreciated a lot by students, and it was also featured by OpenAI, right? So this is the only Indian GPT. There are more than 30,000 GPTs on education related GPTs on GPT store, but this is the only Indian GPT which was featured by OpenAI. So so that's the idea of it. That's, I'm not going into the detail. I hope you got the main thing about personalization, how we can utilize power of chat GPT for personalization. That's all I wanted to convey. But again, if we go to GPT store one more time, and this time you can see there are other GPTs also. For example, Scholar GPT, which is trained for doing research, right? So if I go over here, let me go to the Scholar GPT, then I will be able to see from the conversation itself, you will be able to understand that whether this particular GPT is reliable or not, because as you can see, 25 million plus conversation it has. So that means a lot of people are using it, and that means it's good, right? It's very likely to be good. The rating is also good, 4.3. So I can just go to start chat. I don't need to tell it that you are expert in doing literature reviews, so on and so forth. I can just I don't want to spend a lot of time over here, so I will just click on this button, and then this is just to demonstrate the power of it. So I will just click on allow, so then it will connect with this particular uh, uh, kind of API call it is doing and connecting with this particular service. But then the interesting part is it's giving me some papers aligned with this particular topic, and you can of course write down your own topic so that you can get relevant insights from it, relevant papers in this particular case, right? So if you click on this, then right, of course it will, but sometimes this link will work, sometimes it won't. There are some other tools also which are offering better, right? So in this particular case it's working, which is good. Of course, all of this chat GPT, Gemini, they are working very hard to ensure that whatever web references they are giving, they are kind of up to date, and hallucination they are trying to reduce. So as you can see, it has more access to more than 350 million papers, right? Which is kind of a very big number, right? So it's good for literature review, or if you want to learn something new, right? What's going on with respect to underlying field, then you can go to this particular Scholar GPT. There are some other GPTs also, right? So in trending, of course, there are some ethical aspects with respect to AI. People try to generate something with the help of AI, and then try to make sure that it doesn't look like it's generated by AI. So there they use this GPT. As you can see, 6 million plus conversations are there. Again, very highly rated. So here, what will happen? You give whatever content which is kind of generated by AI, and then this GPT will convert it into nothing but human type language. So let me demonstrate this to you just by just giving some content. Okay. Okay. So of course I have to explain about one more aspect with respect to prompting. But before that, let me just give this, because this was generated by AI, we know. So now what humanizer will do, it will convert it into kind of human-like language. So it doesn't look like that it is generated by kind of AI. So that's the purpose of it. I am not talking about the ethical aspects of it. This is just to demonstrate what's there on GPT store. That's it, nothing else, right? So as you can see, it has kind of rewritten it, right? But all the terms were anyway too technical, so we can't see, to be honest, much difference over here. But it will be there if we try with some other kind of response. So maybe I can take something longer, right? So here this response is longer than the previous one paragraph, and then we can see whether we can kind of get some human-like response with the help of this humanizer AI or not. Ideally, we should get, because it's highly rated, so people are appreciating. So it's very likely that it's uh, doing decent work. It's taking time. Meanwhile, I can take a couple of questions before I talk about the next topic. So let me go to the chat. Okay, of course, there are some. Okay. Okay, hallucination. On one question related to hallucination. Of course, I will address that also. Uh, Okay, okay, fine. So there are some limits with respect to disability, which is bad. It's okay. Previously, it was allowing a lot of things, but it's okay. They are now. This is also one kind of what people are trying to do is they are trying to earn some money with the help of custom GPT, just like paid apps, right? So this is classic example of it. So that's why it's asking for money. Unfortunately, it's okay. So now let me go to the second aspect of this particular talk, which is because now let's see how many of you are active also. So now I will be talking about how we can use AI for quiz generation. But before that, I will actually conduct one particular quiz. So what you need to do is you need to use your cell phone, or you can also use your laptop, and you have to just go to this particular website, joinmyquiz.com, and enter this particular pin code. Or alternatively, you can just scan this particular kind of code, correct? Either you can scan it, or alternatively, as you can see, joinmyquiz.com, or maybe it's good if I can just zoom this so that you can join this. So I will start this once I assume at least 50% of you are listening to this. So at least I guess Mayor sir can guide me with respect to number, but I expect at least 40 of you to join, and then we'll start this. So this is not only because since the quiz has been mentioned in my talk itself, and also it's one of the objective of day 5 of this international workshop. So what I feel, it's not about with respect to engagement of students, it's not about how good we are creating the questions. It's also about how well we are displaying, or we are conducting, how interactively we are conducting the quiz. That is also equally important question, with the help of AI, of course, right? So therefore I would like to demonstrate this to you first, and then I will formally showcase you how to design this kind of quiz. Okay. Joinmyquiz.com, and then I can again showcase 825739. Maybe I can try to copy these two things, and okay, let me go to the chat. Okay, joinmyquiz.com, and then 825739. Okay, make sure you write your name, not code, because then I won't be able to understand. In case, let's say, this person gets the first rank, then what should I call him or her? 825739. So you can give your nickname also, it's fine, but at least write something meaningful when at the time of joining. Okay, so let me zoom this again. Sorry. Yeah. Hopefully now you will be able to see the code as well as name of the page. And I guess we can give 2 more minutes, Ritu ma'am, to participants to join.
Yeah.
I can see
So
15 of 16 of them have joined so far. So maybe
yeah,
let's
I can
target.
see there are many participants, 76 participants. So people please join. So you will enjoy the
In between also they can join, so no issues. So if any of you couldn't join, I guess we can wait for 2 more minutes. Let's say, because I'm not sure whether they are having separate device for this or not. So maybe they are arranging. So let's wait. Meanwhile, if any of you have any question, you can ask me. You can unmute yourself and ask with respect to create framework. And if you want to try, I can also share at least one of the prompt in your chat box also. But let me do it afterwards, because right now I guess you are trying to scan this. Okay, let's target 20, and then we can. Okay, 20 is done. Ritu ma'am, can we start now, or should I wait for?
yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
Okay. So let's start. And also, I'm just announcing 2 things. It's not about just giving correct responses. It's also about how quickly you are giving those responses, right? So based on these 2 things, right, your response must be correct, and your response must be as fast as possible. Then only you get kind of better score. That's the idea of this platform. I guess still others are joining. So let's target 25 now. Revised target. Okay, let's wait for 1 more minute, and we'll start after 1 minute. So, okay, 25 is also achieved. Good. It's actually 24, because I'm sure that this person has also joined using some other name. So fine. Okay. Let's wait for 1 minute. So if I summarize whatever we have discussed so far is, so the first thing is we should be able to visualize what we want to accomplish. Because many times we want our response in terms of, let's say, table or latex code, or we want to generate some kind of, one can say, brief report. And it takes a lot of time, because we, in the initial prompt, we don't say what type of output we want, right? So visually we will be able to, so that's why type of output is also equally important. Sometimes we just want to generate caption for our Instagram post, right? That is also one use case with the help of ChatGPT or any other LLM. So, and if we write normally, then it will give us one paragraph. Then it won't be relevant. So we have to explicitly mention what we want in terms of output. That is also equally important. And the most important part is, of course, to assign some role, which is nothing but the C part. Character part is persona part is extremely important. You can, of course, give some examples from relevant tasks, right? You can say, for this type of input, I would like to have this type of output. Those kind of examples are also good, right? And then the response will be quite better, right? So right question to right person. That's the summary of uh, prompt engineering, and ensure that you mention everything explicitly. You don't compromise on details. You don't leave anything on assumption. Okay, fine. With this note, we can start. Okay, so as soon as I click on this particular start button, you will be able to see some questions. Uh, Not some question, only one question at a time, of course. Otherwise, there is no point of quiz because your focus will be on too many things. Okay. And you can see this timer also. I'm not sure whether my sound is shared with you or not, but you will otherwise, at least on your device, you will be able to listen to some music also. But so as a teacher, you will be able to see like this, that how many of your students have answered for this particular question. Like what is okay. Uh, Vaishnavi ji, you can try one more time with the same page. Right? I'm giving more time for the very first question, so you should be able to give it. So for the first question, since only 11 of you have answered so far, so therefore I'm giving more time. But ideally, you should give only 30 seconds or 15 seconds only for this type of question. You can refresh your page and try one more time. It will appear for sure. Maybe there are some issues with internet, or you can try some other device. It should work. Ideally, you should have separate device for this. If you are using this device to attend this FDP, and you are kind of connecting it using the same device, then it may be the case that you don't get access. But otherwise, it's quite reliable because I have conducted so many times quiz with the help of this platform, and that too in classroom with more than 100 students. So it works. You can go to this one more time, and then so if possible, try to join via some other device also. Otherwise, you can later on check this particular platform. I will share the relevant links. So I'm not extending time now. Let me try to highlight the key aspect of this. So as you can see, the leadership board is important, right? You will be able to see who is performing how, right? So top threes we can see, right? And now I can go to the next question. So as a teacher, I will have all this control, and I can also have this kind of fun activity in between where I can spin the wheel, right? So what it will do, it will randomly select a particular student, not a particular student, sorry, it will randomly select someone from the list, and then you can have some fun question, or maybe a specific question you can ask to that particular student wherever this particular spin wheel stops. So that is also one interesting thing to do in the classroom, where you randomly pick, instead of you picking someone randomly, now this tool is picking someone from this list. So some of you are have joined multiple times, so therefore it's their names are appearing many times, but so their chances are more in terms of selection. So slowly it will decrease its speed, and then it will stop to a particular person. And then if you want, you can have some kind of discussion with him or her. That's the idea of this spin thing. I guess you got the idea. So I am not spending time over here, because let's go to the next question. So hopefully now you will be able to answer now. Let's see. Okay, so don't worry if you can't kind of give this right now, then also it's fine. But at least you know about this particular platform, and later on you can kind of play with it. So it's fine if you even if you are not able to appear for this, it's fine. But I'm just trying to showcase the key features of this. So after each question, students will be able to see this kind of leaderboard, right? And it will change uh, kind of dynamically, right, on real time basis, right? And here, on which data custom GPT is trained, usually it's not available with, it's not in public domain usually. So that's the hint for this particular question. And if I want, I can also kind of end this particular question. And if I click on this button, then participants won't be able to answer this. Right? So that flexibility is also with us. And if you want to discuss, you can even click on that this particular pause button. Okay, so those are the things. Uh, I'm sorry, Ekta, maybe in this particular case, maybe the server of this is down or something. Usually it should not happen. If you go to this join my or maybe let me after this particular quiz, I will give one more link, so it should work. You can try even now. You can go to this joinmyquiz.com and enter this particular code one more time instead of pressing on the refresh. Okay, I haven't explained about perplexity, but perplexity, let me talk about it. Let me pause this particular timer, right? So this is one use case of pause button where if I ask something about, ask a question about something which I haven't taught, then I can pause like this and explain about that particular concept. So in this particular case, perplexity, right? All of us know about Google, but perplexity, I'm not sure, but maybe you have heard about Comet, right? It's a AI-based browser which is recently launched by Perplexity. So Perplexity it's not kind of LLM, it's slightly different. What it does is it first kind of search for relevant web pages with respect to your query, and then apply OpenAI or some other model on those specific websites. So that means whatever is generated by Perplexity that is based on facts, right? Based on web pages, right? So if you want to famous example can be, or relevant example can be Reddit. On Reddit, people write about their opinions, or they talk about trends. Let's say if I would like to know in let's say west region of India, which smartphone is popular or which food is popular, then I should search on Perplexity. Or if I want to have review of recently released movie, then it matters with respect to people, because people usually write down their reviews on web pages like IMDb, right? So for those use cases, even I can even do Google, but in the case of Google, at a time I can just read 4 or 5 reviews, whereas Perplexity can search all the sites where review is being posted, and then give summary of the entire thing, right? So that's how it's kind of powerful. So okay, so now I guess you have enough context to answer this particular question. What can be the good use case of Perplexity out of this 4? Okay, the leaderboard is kind of static. Okay, and yes, let's go to the next question. Let me quickly complete this particular quiz. Don't worry about your scores. All of you are winners as long as you are participating or trying to participate. That is also fine. But this is just to demonstrate uh, power of AI in terms of engagement, right? How can we make our classroom uh, assessment interesting? That's the objective. So there are 2 modes for teachers. As you can see, either I can have question mode or response mode. In response mode, I will be able to see how many responses kind of opted for this particular question. Okay, some changes are there. Positions 5 or 6, I guess. Okay, last 4 questions remaining. Okay, I should give one hint for extras. Extras are like, let's say I'm talking about something. Let's say I'm talking about a particular movie, let's say Three Idiots, and suddenly I'm interested in talking about something else. Let's say now I'm talking about physics. So then I should say ignore everything and start afresh, right? Because now I'm erasing, I'm going to assign different persona to my chat GPT, right? So therefore, if you want to reset, then you can go for this kind of extras without, of course, going to start a new chat in the same thread. If you want to continue, then you have to reset the previous context. So that's one use case of extra. Okay, so this is the last question. Okay, after this, one more is there, sorry. And so last two questions remaining. I'm glad many of you have answered this correctly. Good work. Okay, last question. Good luck to you. You can use even ChatGPT to answer this particular question, no issues, because I haven't formally uh, kind of told you. But we are not training it, so it's pre-trained, and I guess this much hint is sufficient to answer this. Okay, so it's completed, and now some interesting visualizations will come. Let me click on end assessment. Congratulations to all the winners. Ankit Sharma ji, I guess Dr. Meenakshi and Dr. Ritu. Okay, and then the interesting thing is you also get the entire data, right? Okay, so let me skip this. You get the summary also, right? That if I click on this view reports, then I will be able to see, right, kind of person wise who did how well, and that those things will kind of help you to analyze this even further. Okay, so maybe it's taking some time, but you can see, right? I will be showcasing only the initial ones because a lot of you have faced many issues with respect to kind of connection. So as you can see, first two, both of them have answered 13 out of 15 correctly. But depending upon how fast the answers were given, right, scores are different. Okay? So it's not just about number of correct answers, it's also about how fast you are giving those answers, right? And then I get this kind of details, right? What's the overall accuracy, completion rate, so on and so forth. Okay. So now let me talk about how to it may be the case, right? I'm sorry, but I have realized this now only because I'm using this different browser, which is nothing but Comet only. So maybe because of that, there were some issues with respect to connection. In Chrome, usually it works fine, right? So these are initial days of Comet also. So maybe that's the limitation of it. In any case, let me demonstrate the key use case. The key use case was the objective was not to analyze how good you are scoring. The objective was to showcase you this particular platform. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to let me click on previously this platform was known as quizzes.com, but now they have changed their name, right? So now they call it wayground.com, right? So let me just share this particular link to you so that you can explore this by your own, right? And meanwhile, let me just suggest you some of the use cases of this platform. So it allows us to create 20 free quizzes like this. And also you can see there are a lot of assessments and quizzes which are there on kind of available, and we can use them for free. So it's better that I kind of create one from the scratch so that you can appreciate the power of it. So let's say I would like to create one assessment. Okay, so I will click on this, create, then assessment. And now I am going to get three different options. Import worksheets or questions. So let's say you already have some Google form or spreadsheet that you can upload. There is one option of generate with AI. So you can try that also, or you can also start from scratch, right? So those three options are there. Okay. But what I would like you to do is, okay, so you can see, of course, there are a lot of options it's giving, but create from scratch, of course, it will take a lot of time. So what I recommend is use the second option, which is generate with AI. And here, instead of uploading something, I prefer what we can do is, just a second. They usually give some kind of what do you say, uh, uh, white box where we can kind of just paste our question, and then it generates. Yeah, so here is the option, as you can see, paste questions. So I recommend this particular option. It's there in import worksheets. Generate with AI is of course there, but there are some limits, right? You can generate only 10 per month. So what I recommend, import worksheets, and in import worksheet there is one option of paste questions. And these questions, of course, you can generate from ChatGPT, right? So for example, let's say what I can do, I can use this particular extra, which is nothing but forget everything and start afresh, right? I can give this kind of uh, right, this simple prompt just to start a new context. So now I will say assume a role of an expert computer scientist having expertise in, let's say, theoretical computer science, especially uh, algorithms, uh, generate uh, 10 questions or whatever we want. Let's say 10 only questions of MCQ type. Okay, don't worry about spellings, because it will be able to understand what we are trying to convey. So there are 10 questions of MCQ type uh, with three categories, let's say easy, medium, and difficult. And you can put as many things as you want over here. At the time of generation of questions, you can also kind of give some specific kind of instructions. Like say you want to follow. Okay, so I guess I have prompted this in some different humanizer AI, which is actually custom GPT, but it's giving fine answer, which is okay. But ideally, it should be normal, right? It should be on not on some custom GPT, because custom GPTs are trained for some specific tasks. So ideally, it should be over here. So I can give over here, right? And then let's see what response we get. So now it has given response, but I don't like its style, so I can reiterate. So you can see, since the time is limited and I'm trying to rush, there are some mistakes which I'm doing. Ideally, I should give in my prompt itself how I want my response, right? So I should mention explicitly that make sure you write down the correct answer separately after each question. Why do I need this? Because then only our second platform, which is nothing but quizzes, will be able to understand, right, what is the correct answer, right? Because that's why it's important to, instead of having those kind of emojis, it's better to have specific mention about correct answer, right? So that's why it's important. So now it's giving me in correct context, so I can directly copy all of this, whatever is given, and this is the last question. Okay, fine. So now I can copy this much and I can directly go over here and paste it. Okay, and I should remove these categories because they are of no use. Right? You can keep them also. This platform is intelligently enough to remove them, but for the sake of removing ambiguity, I'm just removing it. Okay, fine. Now I will just click on generate quiz, and within a minute, it will be able to generate the questions very easily. Okay. Of course, questions have been generated, but they will be put in the particular format aligned with this. Right. So now, okay, let's see. Let's wait. Okay, so you can see now it has generated all the 10 questions, and you can see it is kind of being converted into the template which is there for this particular quizzes.com. Right. So now I can preview it if I want. So if I click on preview, then I will get a view how it will be kind of shown to students, how it will look to my students. That is the preview thing. Right. So maybe let me just click on it. So you already know because you have given it. So I'm not spending time over there. And then I can just click on publish. Right. I can give some meaningful name. Right. I can assign some grade. Let's say these questions are for which, right, whatever. Right. Let's say they are for 12 or maybe university level in this particular case. And I'm making it public. And then I will just click on publish button. Right. So fine. And now once it's published, now I'll be able to kind of, they call it kind of game, right? We'll be able to play this game, and there are 7 different uh, kind of, one can say, modes in which this can be done. So if I click on start now, then it will ask me different kind of options, right, with respect to setup, whether I would like to have memes in between, if I would like to give hints or not, if whether I am giving read aloud loud option or not. So in that particular case, the question will be read by uh, uh, AI, but I don't want all this, so I am just keeping this part. That's not important. The important thing is this available modes, right? So you can see 6 different modes are available, not 7, sorry. And the mode which I had used was teacher paced. So what's the advantage of teacher paced mode? At a time, you will be able to kind of give let me just click on this, see how it works, and then you will be able to see how it will look to student, how it will look to teacher. It's showcasing with respect to each mode, right? In classic mode, how it will be there. Right. So in classic mode, what will happen? As soon as the student clicks on the kind of join thing, he or she will be able to answer it. But I means I recommend personally teacher pace mode, because then you will have control when all the students will be able to see kind of uh, question. There's interesting mode which they have recently introduced, is called team mode also, where you can kind of combine 2 teams and then play this, right? So for you can experiment with this, but for now we can have teacher pace mode, and then you just need to click on start, and then you know the next steps, right? Then students need to, there are 2 different options. Either they can scan this, right? All right, just scan this QR code, or they can kind of join joinmyquiz.com. They can go to this particular web page and enter this particular code, right? So that's how it works. So this is with respect to quiz creation, right? And now there are some other options also, right? This is fine if you want to kind of create a quiz from the scratch, but you can also utilize kind of quizzes which have been created by others, and you can use them for free, right? So what you can do, on the same platform, you can search for your domain, and you can kind of if you encounter a quiz which kind of aligns with your objective, then you can just use it directly. So what they have done, they have created this kind of different categories, and category wise they have put this content, and then you can kind of use them also. So that is also there, right? So I'm not going into the details of it, because of course you can play with it and uh, get the insights about it. But this is how it works. And the limitation is, of course, this is a very powerful tool, and one should use it. Only limitation is, in free version you can create, as you can see, only 20 activities, and then later on you have to upgrade. But usually all of us have many Gmail accounts, so we can use different account and create more activities. That's the one solution. And if you can afford, then you can of course upgrade it, and then you will get better or more features also, where you can integrate this with existing platforms like Google Classroom, and you can read, right, all the advantages which you get with respect to individual plan. Or if you want, you can also go for school or university plan with respect to this platform. Okay, so this is about quizzes.com, or I can say now it's wayground.com. But now the interesting question, right? Any questions so far with respect to quizzes? If you have, I can answer.
Yeah, I have one question.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, can we prepare, can we write equations also in this quizzes?
There are some kind of I can see there are a lot of activities associated with mathematics, and if we go into create from scratch, so there they have, I guess, dedicated uh, okay, so let me go through this, because I haven't tried
Like
with respect
LaTeX
to
command can be used here. LaTeX
uh,
command.
to be frank, I haven't tried, but we can try over here. If you, in the paste question, if we have, if we give latex code, then it should work as per my knowledge. And second thing is, if we go here, create from scratch. So here you can see there are some, yeah, you can see that there are some equation, and some things are, of course, one can say requires premium account, but basic math, of course, they will be able to incorporate for sure. Right?
Okay, thank you.
Uh, I will check with this and then get back to you. But most likely they support. We can try with latex code and then see. So what I recommend in generate question, if you paste latex code which is available with you, and then see whether it can decrypt those code or not, right? So you can click on create assessment, and in assessment you can go to generate with, this first option is fine, import, and then paste question, and here you can paste your latex code, and then or maybe I can try this, it won't take much time. I'll
Yeah,
just give me a
I will
minute.
try myself. Thank you.
Okay. So that's the idea of it. But okay, so any other question apart from this technical details of this platform? Any questions with respect to quizzes? So one question so far I have received, right? Apart from good feedback about the session, the question was about hallucination, right? That sometimes ChatGPT gives us information which is not reliable, or it cites something which is not kind of correct. So how to overcome this? And also with respect to quizzes, also I was expecting one question that, sir, these questions are generated by AI, and they are so generic, right? How we will ensure that whatever questions are generated, they are based on what we teach at the classroom, right? So this is a very crucial question, because then only it will be relevant. Otherwise students will easily identify that okay, yes, of course, Kahoot is also one good platform which one can use, but in limited time I was means I could only explain one platform. Of course, there are many others like this, and you can explore on your own. The objective is not just about platform, right? You can pick anyone. That platform doesn't matter. The key thing is how engagement technique, right? To introduce some state of the art AI based engagement technique in the classroom and use it consistently. That's the purpose. You can pick any of the platform of your choice. There are many others, right, which offers similar kind of features. So you can pick any one of them. That is fine. Okay, so the real question, right, aligned with this is that how to ensure that whatever we are asking, Those things are two things. First is based on what we have taught, right? And also the language of the question must be aligned with what we teach in the classroom, right? So, any suggestions or any answers with respect to this? How will you ensure that whatever is being generated, right? So in this small demo, what I did was I went over here and I just wrote this and got some questions, and now I'm using them. But how will you ensure that whatever questions are being generated, they actually these topics I have taught? That's the first thing. And second thing is also it's aligned with my uh, uh, any answers for this? Any suggestions or answers? One nice question from Arun ji. Of course, I will answer that. But before that, I have asked something. So, any based on your knowledge, any suggestions or any uh, solution for this question? These two questions. Can we use, okay, so let me rephrase. You can just write yes or no. Can we use create framework to generate relevant question which are aligned with topics at least which we have taught in the classroom? Yes or no? Y or N? What do you say? You can quickly write in the comment section or in this particular case, chat box, of course. What do you feel? If we use create framework more intelligently, can we improve upon the questions, quality of them, as well as uh, whether the questions are right? Of course, we could just mention the topics, that these are the topics so far I have explained in the classroom, and then they will be able to generate. So this will solve the first question, but still it won't solve the second question. My second question was how we will ensure that of course Dr. Reena and also Dr. Sneha and Dr. Mustafa, right? Your answers are correct, that we can give some syllabus, we can give context, we can give more info. All of these are correct. Good. I'm glad that you have understood the session, and also you maybe you know this beforehand. Uh, but it's good. So now the second thing is, but how will you add your tone in it? That they are still AI generated. How will you make sure that actually what you have discussed in the class, the questions are highly aligned with that? Okay. Of course, read and make sure that is that. But again, the topic is AI based. We would like to use AI in that also. Any solutions or any? Okay, Dr. Reena, fantastic answer. Can provide video of class or pictures, but unfortunately, ChatGPT does not support the entire video understanding of the entire video. Uh, we can provide some notes. Okay, fine. So now let me give you concrete answer for this. And for this, what I have done, I have taken one use case. Let's say I have conducted some sessions on, let's say, number theory, and uh, actual sessions are different. Of course, in classroom setup, we kind of explain things in detail, but when we explain the same things on platforms like YouTube, then we keep them short but precise, right? So ultimately the language of both the content will be same. So the same content is kind of available on YouTube as my videos on my on my YouTube channel. So what I'm going to do now is, let me go to this. There is one tool which is called Notebook LM, and in Notebook LM I can add any type of source. I can add up to 50 different documents at a time, and the tool will understand all the content of those documents. You can upload your lecture slides, you can upload your website, even you can copy some key terms or things which you have. You can take pictures of your whiteboard, right? That is also possible. You can take pictures of your whiteboard, whatever you have taught on that particular day, and come back and upload on Notebook LM. That is also possible. So it will be, it's highly powerful. It also understands OCR, right? Optical character recognition. That technique is also kind of inbuilt in, and it's designed by Google and it's freely available. So you can use this particular tool to kind of understand, or first you provide all the context which you are using in the classroom, all the recordings of your video of classroom, or audio recordings, or even whiteboard recordings, right? Whiteboard pictures in this particular case, or link of your websites, or even let's say these things are complicated, you don't want to do all this, simply you can provide your slides. That is the simplest thing as educators we can do. And now the this center screen is just like, so whatever sources are there, they will appear on the left hand side. I wanted this to be precise, so therefore I have just uploaded my YouTube videos, but ideally you can upload all kind of resources, right? So let me just showcase one thing, let me just do this once so that you can appreciate what it does actually. So what I can do, I can just go to YouTube, and meanwhile I can just, okay, fine, I will explain about I won't have time to explain about other tools, but let me just go to YouTube, and let me just search something related to, let's say, my channel, let's say CS simplified, and then I will just say number theory, right? Whatever. Uh, so it's taking some time. Maybe too many things are open on my different. At the time, I'm using 3 different browsers. Like this is also open. Uh, Microsoft Edge, Google Chrome is also there, Comet is there. So therefore, the system is slightly slow. Sorry for that. Let me close some tabs now so that it gets better. But what I was trying to highlight over here is you can add up to 50 different sources, right? So now it has concluded the search, hopefully. And okay. So I'm not particular about video. I can upload any video, include any video, link of, it's fine. Okay, so it hasn't concluded, unfortunately. Let me search one more time. Let's see. Okay, now it's working. So it's giving some other playlist. So it's better that I again search CS simplified, right? So then it will be focused on that particular channel. This is important, right? I can upload any video, right? It's not necessary that it should be my video, but it is just to showcase you one specific use case where I am just using my resources just to avoid any copyright issue. So therefore, I prefer to use only my resources. But uh, if you feel that this is fine, it's public source and you can use it, so then you can use that resources. So now what I'm going to do, I will just paste this particular YouTube video link over here, and then I will say insert. So as you can see, this video is kind of added in the source now. So now I will ask, of course, podcast feature is there. So it has generated this podcast based on this, but my focus is not on that. My focus was on generation of quizzes or resource material based on what we have taught in the classroom. So here, if I ask questions, like if I say, based on the sources, generate 10 MCQs covering each video, and also give the correct answer for each one of them. So do you agree then this will be more relevant? Because the idea of Notebook LM is it will avoid hallucination. The first question is how to ensure that LLM does not kind of hallucinate or provide wrong information. Whatever is being responded in Notebook LM, those things will be based on the resources only, right? It will explicitly cite from where it's taking this particular kind of question, right? So you can see some references are coming from where this particular question has come, right? You can notice there are many references. This is coming from this segment of, right? If I click on it, then it will go to that particular source, right? So it's extremely intelligent, right? So so now it will cover everything, right? The tone of this will be aligned with my teaching style. The topics are up to the mark because it's taking only questions from the videos, right? Not from anywhere else. And this is purely a magic. If I want to generate this 10 questions, that it will take a lot of time, because again I have to revisit this. Even though they are my videos, I have to think. But now with the help of AI, I can do this. I just need to verify. And just like NP completeness, verification is fairly easy as compared to generation. If I give you solution of Sudoku puzzle, then you can easily verify it. But if I tell you to solve it, then it will take a lot of time, right? So this is just like that. So like, and also a good teacher must just give kind of direction. It should just tell where to see, not what to look, right? So I guess this much is sufficient. Now you can be extremely creative and design things based on your own intuition and your own knowledge, along with, of course, knowledge of this particular workshop and this particular talk. And one more question was, how can we generate kind of teaching material of our own? So here you have this shortcuts. If I click on this particular study guide, then automatically study guide will be generated based on whatever I have provided. I can also click on FAQ, right? So frequently asked questions aligned with this topics will be generated. Of course, I have generated this podcast. It's kind of two people will be discussing about whatever is uploaded on this particular platform. So it's fun to, or it's good to, and the important kind of inclusion with respect to this podcasting is now there is one interactive mode is also there, where you can stop the speaker and ask a question, and the speaker will on the spot answer your question, your query. So that is also interesting, which you can demonstrate to students. And as you can see, these are nothing but kind of frequently asked questions aligned with our topics. And then we have also generated this. Right? So you can see there are some questions, there are some answers, right? So, and all of this are kind of generated based on the resources which I have provided, and it's a study guide, right? So as you can see, so questions have been given, answers, all right, and you can copy this, right? And you can also convert this into a source, right? So this is also good to showcase some or provide some key definitions to your students, right, beforehand, right? So that they should be able to understand each of this concept very easy, formally before going to details, right? So there are a lot of use cases, right? You can explore, but the primary ones I have kind of creative ones I have already given, because with AI there are two issues, right? If we start from the scratch, then the very first issue is it's people complain it's not reliable. You can use this notebook LM, and whatever you are generating in the middle screen, just like ChatGPT, follow the create framework if you want. Well, even create is not required, because anyway it's expert in whatever you are going to upload, so it's fine. You can just write concretely what you want and it will be able to generate, and whatever is being generated along with generation, you will also get kind of its source from where you are getting, right? One small limitation of this with respect to your what you say, uh, in terms of inclusion of YouTube videos. For now, it's supporting only videos which are kind of transcribed. So that means if transcription is not available, then it may not work. But I guess most of you use PowerPoint slides, so you can upload them. That is there, and up to 50 you can upload. So 50 is a very big number, and so this will solve your first issue, where you can see no hallucination, because the questions or whatever you are generating over here, that is purely entirely based on the source. That's the solution. Second one is personalization. How will you ensure that it's relevant to what you are teaching? So of course the things which you are going to upload over here, they are your things. So whatever is being generated, that is also kind of yours. So that's how you can make it more personalized. And for engagement purpose, you can use different tools just like quizzes, and there are others also like mentioned by, I guess, Dr. Sorry, I forgot the name. Kahoot was mentioned by, or maybe now it's your time. You can unmute and ask questions if you have any with respect to this.
Okay, so participants, you may ask the questions. You may unmute yourself.
And maybe I guess this is a very vast domain, and I'm actively working on this since last, I guess, 1.5 years. So there are many things which I wanted to share, but unfortunately I couldn't. So what I will do, I will share a couple of links of YouTube videos. Particularly with respect to prompt engineering, I have created one video where focus is on how to ensure that creative outputs can be obtained. Like in some cases we want creative output, in some cases we want outputs which are based on fact. So for that particular purpose, there is one kind of mechanism which is called temperature. You can set the temperature of along with your prompt so that you can kind of navigate how factual or how creative your responses will be. Let's say if I want to generate startup idea, then my response must be creative. If I want to generate something which is fact based, let's say whether a formal statement about mathematics, whether the theorem statement is true or false, so then response must be based on some facts, right, based on some argument. So depending upon my task, I should be able to navigate or control that temperature. And the second thing is how to manage the length of the response. So for that particular purpose, token is one more kind of parameter is there which you can use so that you can control the length of the responses also. So those things I wanted to cover, but I will share that video with you so that you can watch it afterwards.
Okay, so now we have come to the end of the session, and on behalf of the organizing committee and all the participants, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to our speaker for today's enriching and engaging session on teaching, assessment, and quiz creation using AI tools. Thank you, Dr. Mahipal. Your talk offered not only a comprehensive overview of the possibilities AI brings to modern education, but also the practical insights into how we as educators and researchers can adopt these tools meaningfully. So, from intelligent quiz creation to adaptive assessments, the session truly opened new perspectives on how generative AI is reshaping the STEM education landscape. So, before we conclude, I would like to request Dr. Meherchan to present you the certificate of appreciation
Oh,
online. So, kindly accept this.
thank you, sir.
So, participants, if you like to contact Dr. Mahipal, you can find all information about him on MNIT website. And
Also, I have shared my LinkedIn in case they have some
okay,
specific
okay. So,
sure.
you may contact from there also. He's very helpful and always help his students and anybody who asks him the questions. So, thank you once again to our speaker
Thank
for
you,
a
ma'am.
truly
Thank you for
inspiring
inviting.
session. And thank you all for your active participation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful session. Really very interactive and informative to all the participants. And also, I request
Thank you so
to
much.
all the participants, please open your webcam for having the screenshot. We share the feedback form in the chat box. You can submit from that place. Yes, I request to all the participants, please open webcam for having the screenshot. Very nice audience connected in this workshop. Thanks to all dear participants. And tomorrow we resume the session at the same time, at 7 p.m. Once again, thank you to all and good night.
Okay, good night. Thank you.